I want to think a little bit more about other things that I can do with Power Automate. So I can take Business Central and then I can extend it to over 300 additional applications. So we've got the Microsoft stack covered in terms of Outlook. Showed you that. We have the ability to do transactions and approvals into Teams. So if I want to send an approval into a Teams channel or to an activity feed for a user, I can leverage that connection. I can connect other things in the Microsoft stack, like SharePoint, for example. But then I can connect, again, over 300 other applications, even outside of Microsoft. So as we navigate through here, some of them that I've done, Twitter is one of them. I've done some notifications. I've connected back to SQL Server databases. We'll be able to connect to the G Suite, Gmail if you want to. Dropbox, that's another one I've connected to if you're using Dropbox for document management instead of something else. GitHub we can connect to. Box, the Adobe Suite I talked about. So all these additional applications that you can extend Business Central into. So if you think about the possibilities here, the sky is the limit. One client I worked with, they were using jobs. So what they wanted to do was when a new job was approved within Business Central, they actually used Dropbox to manage documents for their projects. So what they wanted was a Dropbox folder created, again, based on the approval of the job. Then we took a set of documents, ironically, Excel and Word documents, out of SharePoint, copied them to Dropbox, and then emailed the project team that said the project was ready. So just an example of what and how you could use Power Automate to extend the functionality of Business Central outside of the ERP system. Worked with another, actually it was a prospect, so we just prototyped it, but they used SharePoint for billing purposes. So their project team would put a completed document into a SharePoint directory. We monitored that SharePoint directory. Once a transaction was discovered there, we would actually go into the jobs module again and create a billing transaction for that particular job. Another example I've used with extending functionality is Twilio, and I don't know if it's in here. Well, I know it's in here. Twilio is a texting application. So we had a client that wanted to send a text message to the customer when a shipment was processed. So very much like Amazon does, right? So Twilio, we're able to leverage that to send a text message. So Business Central natively doesn't send text messages, but using Power Automate, we can then extend the functionality to a service like Twilio to send a text message. So the sky's the limit in terms of really what we can do with Power Automate. Again, thinking about Business Central as not just an ERP application, but a way to facilitate transaction processing or interactions outside of the ERP system, either with customers, vendors, or whatever else you could think of. Again, transactions in and out.